Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for coming to our session. This is Build Zero Code Machine Learning Models with Visual Interface for Azure Machine Learning Service. I believe I didn't double check, but that's probably one of the longest titles in all of Build. My name is Eduardo Melo, and I'm a program manager on the Azure Machine Learning team.
Hello, everyone. My name is Meng. I own the Machine Learning Visual Interface.
So before we get deep into the visual interface, I want to start by setting a little bit of context on machine learning. And actually, before that, I should ask a question. How many of you in the audience have used Machine Learning Studio in the past? Can I see a show of hands? OK, that's a good number. So a lot of what you're going to see is very similar. And I think you're going to see that we are taking a lot of the good capabilities of the studio, and we're bringing to Azure Machine Learning, so I think you're going to enjoy that. I also need your help for something, which is every once in a while, whenever I say visual interface, instead of saying visual interface, I'll say studio, or Mong will do the same. So we have this thing, if we ever say studio by accident, we need to drop a coin here. So I need you to keep us honest. If I say studio, or if he says studio, please keep us honest so that we can keep collecting some good money. OK, with that out of the way, let's set some context about sort of machine learning and AI before we jump into the visual interface itself. So I'm sure you've seen in the news, in the press, within your own organization, machine learning and AI is really everywhere these days, right? And it's becoming more and more a core component of software, right? And software of all different types. We like to think of AI as this thing that does autonomous cars and robots. That's true, right? But we also see machine learning being used in many other different types of applications, from bots that help with employee and customer interaction and customer support, to a software that is looking for objects, people, and activities to help with factory safety, for example, as well as things like cognitive services or knowledge mining that help knowledge workers make better decisions, whether it's in finance, marketing, legal, or healthcare. So you really see how machine learning has this broad spectrum of application all across the board. And if you're here today, your organization is probably already doing something with machine learning, or at the very least is looking for how can you start leveraging machine learning in your organization to solve some of your business problems. So lots of good reasons for people to start leveraging this type of technology. Having said that, it's a little hard to do. Sorry, too quickly. Having said that, it's a little hard still to do machine learning for a few reasons. One is it's a new concept. It's a new way to think about software and how to use data to make decisions. That's one of the reasons machine learning is still very difficult for a lot of our customers. The other reason is a lot of times you need to hire a data scientist to do that for you. And data scientists are professionals that are in really, really high demand these days. So if you want to hire one of them, it's not like you're going to have an easy time finding and hiring the right talent to help solve your problems. So the way we look at Azure Machine Learning, or we look at machine learning and how we try to make it easier with Azure Machine Learning is by really providing different ways for how you can start developing those machine learning models. And we like to think of it as this sort of spectrum of choices where you can choose how to do that based on the areas of expertise that you have and maybe the areas of expertise that you don't have at that particular point in time. So for example, we enable machine learning inside Power BI today. So a business analyst can build models for example, churn prediction only by bringing their data and using an interface, Power BI, that they're very familiar with. So they can do that without any code and without any real knowledge of machine learning. So that's a great way to start developing ML models that way. On the other side, we have the Azure Machine Learning SDK and notebooks, which is really, really helpful if you are comfortable with a code-first approach, typically Python and notebooks. as well as you have an understanding of the different types of machine learning models that you can use and how to train and how to prepare the data to train those models and so on. Those are on the extreme of the spectrum. And somewhere in the middle, we also have something called automated machine learning, where we have both an SDK and a user interface approach that is really tailored to somebody that is not really very familiar or very expert on the machine learning side. And automated machine learning will do a lot of the work for you to figure out which models to use to solve your problem. So those are some good options, but as you can see, there's still a gap somewhere in the middle. And that gap is covered by some of these challenges that we have here. A lot of times you still have to spend a lot of time setting up your environment to run your data science and your model training. As a data scientist, you also need to spend a lot of time setting up the infrastructure in which you're going to run those experiments and train those models. You also need to be familiar with the syntax of whatever environment you're going to be using. Again, most likely Python. Not everybody has that expertise in Python at this point. And a few other challenges as well that makes it still very difficult for you to run a machine learning experiment, in particular if you are trying to do that in a no-code or low-code way. And this is what we're trying to address with the visual interface in Azure Machine Learning. It's essentially a visual drag and drop experience that we're going to demo in a second, allows you to really focus on the machine learning data side of this chart without having to write a single line of code and be able to start, train a model, and deploy it in production all within that interface. So that's really what we're trying to solve with the visual interface component of Azure Machine Learning Service. So with Azure Machine Learning, we essentially have 3 different ways that you can develop your models: automated machine learning, visual interface, and notebooks. And visual interface, again, is something that we announced at Build. So this week, it's in public preview. So any of you, hopefully after the session, not during the session, can go to your Azure Machine Learning subscription and should be able to do your own models using the visual interface by yourself. Now let's take a look at that in action. And for that, I want to challenge Mong to basically show how he can build his first model end-to-end in just 10 minutes. Are you ready, Mong?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm going to take the challenge. Let's see. OK, we switch the screen. So here is where we have our typical machine learning service workspace. And so if you have used this machine learning service workspace before, and you probably noticed in the past few days, there's some things newly enabled, and which is here. Basically, we enable all this new authoring experience, as Eduardo just mentioned. And one of them is the visual interface. So let me launch the visual interface from here. So here it's bringing you to the visual interface portal where you can doing this magic and to create the model quickly. So I'm starting to take in the challenge. So what I'm going to start is I have some data preloaded, and I don't know whether it's big enough, but let's have a quick look to see what's the data there. So the data we have is basically it's about the car. It has all the attributes of a car, and it also tells you for that car how much it costs. And there's 25 columns over there and tell you different attributes of the cars. And you can see a bunch of value over here. But eventually, you can come down to the last row where is the price. So today's our goal is to say we're going to build a machine learning model which taking all these attributes of a car, and you want to estimate a price and compare to the actual price here. And so here's a bunch of tools. You click, you see the histogram of the data, so give you a quick look and to understanding of the data. And if you click it, you get a little bit deeper onto, say, more statistics of the data. And here we see there's actually 4 missing values, which It's not good for machine learning. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to clean this missing data. And what you can do here is on the left side, there's a palette, have a lot of a built-in module which do the basic machine learning tasks. And for example, there is a data manipulation and data transformation. And one of the things, if you want to cleanse the data, you pretty much just drag the thing and over here. And then you connect to say, hey, I want to send this data to this cleansing data. And there's a few parameters you can tweak to see how you want to cleanse the data. And for this one, we just do the simplest one. So anything that is missing, we remove the entire row. OK, so now we have this data. And back to the machine learning 101. So basically, here is where you want to start to split your data into a training data set and a test data set. And similar like this, and you can do the same thing and to split your data into a training data set and test the data set. And here we may probably like to send the typical 70% of the data into for the training and leave the rest, 30% for testing. And now the next step is basically we want to train the model. Since this is a sort of a regression problem, what we want to do is we want to bring our machine learning model and starting to build. So we first bring a trainer and to say, I'm going to train a model. And second thing is, I'm going to find some regression model which I can just use directly. So I'll start the simplest one, the linear regression. And next, I'll tell the trainer to say, I'm going to use this linear regression for this training. And I'm connecting the training data from the data we just split into the trained model. And the next thing we're going to tell the trainer to say, the thing we're going to optimize or estimate is going to be the price. Yep, here we go. And now, if you run the thing here, run the graph over here, you will get a trained model. But before we actually run the thing, I want to do a couple more things. Because one thing we want to do is to say we want to see how the model performs. So we can do a scoring model over here and tell it we are going to use the trained model over here and also bring the test data into the scoring model and see how this test data performs. And finally, we will using our evaluation model and to give you the model performance. All right, how many minutes passed? This is where the model is. And the next thing, I just click run. And here I have a few options. Basically, using Azure Machine Learning Service give you the option to say, give you the choice to say where to run your experiment. So in the Azure Machine Learning Service, you can create a small machine, a single node machine to run small training. Or you have a very complicated problem, you have a large data, very complex model, you can create a super fancy big cluster and run it. And here you basically just select what you need for your training and run it. So for this one, I'm just going to run some basic because it's pretty simple. So what it's doing here, basically the viewer interface will compile the graph and create an Azure Machine Learning Service pipeline and submit to the Azure Machine Learning Service for execution. It will take a couple minutes to get finished. And while we are waiting, I have one pre-run, basically exactly the same graph. It looks a little bit different because I put a little bit of node over there. But it's essentially the same graph. And let's see what we can get. So here, if we go to the score model, we just say, I have this trained model sending here, and we send the test data over here and to this one. And what I'm going to see here, I'm going to see the similar data just like what you see. But at the end, there is a new column generated called scored label. And if you compare the value here and the price, basically this is actually price in the testing data set. And this is the newly predicted estimated price from the model we just trained. But this is, you can see an individual row and the value of the estimation. But the more interesting thing is that you want to have our overview of this the model performance. And what you can do is basically you go to the evaluate model, and then you visualize it, and then you can see the typical machine learning performance number, like the COD, MAE, all the things, you name it. And from here, you can decide whether this model meets your need, has good performance, and you want to proceed to the next step, or you want to tune it. And assuming I'm not happy with the performance, so what I can do more here is I can either go back to the linear regression module, and I change a bunch of things where we want to do, for example, select a different algorithm or a different parameter where you can train it and retrain the model and see the performance. Or sometimes you see, I don't like the linear regression. That's old-fashioned. Let me do something fancier. And I can go to the model and to say, hey, I have this fast boosted decision tree. And I can basically pretty much do the same thing and drag and drop here, train the model using the same training data, feeding here, and the same model. And then I can score the model. So pretty much the same thing, and using the test data. Oh, sorry. And the test data over here. And finally, the most interesting is, actually, I can compare the two models. So I can send the result to the same evaluation model, and later I can compare. So I just have the one thing wrong here, and which is pretty much the same graph. And I can visualize. I don't know whether the number is too small, but we have definitely, from the COD, jump from 0.87 to 0.91. It's definitely a better model. OK? So I think I pretty much make my model 10 minutes.
I think you had exactly 10 minutes, and you still haven't said the studio.
Oh, yeah. So if you're familiar with Studio, oh, sorry, I need to drop something. I'm going to show something which you don't have in the thing I cannot call. So for every very interfaced experiment you run, it's actually essentially it's an Azure Machine Learning Service experiment, which means everything you run, for example, the thing I just run here, I can go back to the machine learning service and portal, the workspace, and if you click experiment, it basically has everything we have done before, run the experiment. For example, the thing I believe I'm just running here is this experiment, and you can click it, and the Azure Machine Learning Service provide a great feature and to help you to understand the model. You can keep a good history of every model you have been built or every experiment you have been run, and if you like, you can actually even go down to the every steps and to see more data. For example, this one, I can even go to the individual steps and to check the logs. What does it do exactly for the graph? And so this pretty much tells exactly the line of the code, all the output over here, and you can have it. All right, so now let's switch back to the slides. Okay.
Yeah, by the way, it was 10 minutes, so good job.
OK, great. All right, so let's see, how do I, where's the clicker? Yeah, this one, right? OK, so you have seen this new Vero interface, which can help you build the model easily. And so who should use this? If you're brand new to machine learning and you never heard, you probably heard of machine learning the term, but you never know what it is, the Vero interface actually gives you every fundamental elements for this machine learning, from data preparation to featureization to training and to model evaluation. And later we will show to actually deploy a model to the production environment. The full circle, actually, there's all drag and drop or a few clicks. And this is really help you to quickly understand the machine learning concept and get your first-hand knowledge of what is machine learning. And if you are a data scientist really trying to solve your business problem by building the model, and you prefer the Vero way to do this way rather than writing the code, you can do that. And in case you are the machine learning expert, you play the code every day, we found out it's pretty useful for those experts and just using this drag and drop tool and quickly create a few prototypes and to help you understand where you want to go. Then you can start more coding after you figure out the direction. OK, so quick recap. The Vero interface, what we have is you have the drag and drop experience. There's a ton of building modules over there. And just for side note, this is a preview of the visual interface, and we are actively adding the new modules. So you will see once in a while there's a new thing coming up. Don't be surprised. There's a visualization model evaluation, what we show. But for those people who use the product name, which I cannot call, I think we bring the best of the thing, and here, the user experience, whatever you like, and combine with the best you can get from the Azure Machine Learning service. So all the problem you used to have, like the scale, or kind of like a interoperability, or security, or the enterprise readiness, with the new Azure Machine Learning service, basically you have all of them. So for example, you can definitely bring your compute. So if you have a limitation on running the scale, now you can do it. And if you want to deploy your model to your own environment, now you can do it. And it keeps the running history. And so if you want to do the ML ops thing later, you can do it. And it also offers the new debuggability, which you don't have it before. And similar, the integration is complete. And so whatever it means, whatever you have been creating in the visual interface, you actually can see the thing in the workspace. And similar, so back vice versa. So this is where we have. And so far, we have talked a lot about the visual interface and creating your first experiment just in 10 minutes. But one thing we haven't talked about is how you bring your model actually into the real production environment. And it turns out getting the model into production environment is a pretty hard problem. So because if you really want to do that, you probably need to write some code to say a scoring file, how to use your model. And you need a package or your scoring file, your model, and a bunch of packages into some sort of image. Then you need to understand how to load the image to some container service. And eventually, you need to write how to write the code to actually code the web service and to test it or use it. And if you're a data scientist, you are so focused on the training, it's going to be a very hard problem. And even for data engineers, it's going to be a problem. So basically, what if you can bring model to the real production, just like what you do for the training by a few clicks? OK, so now I'm going to give the challenge to my Eduardo and to let him demo how you can do this.
Thanks, Mong. Yes, so what Mong showed was kind of the first half of a machine learning project, right? Where he was able to create a model and train it in 10 minutes. He was cheating a little bit because he had multiple tabs open at the same time, and he had done some of that ahead of time, but I'll cut him some slack, and he was able to show how to do that model training all within the visual interface. And if you were paying close attention, you never saw a single line of code anywhere in his demo. What I'm going to do now is, I'm going to show you kind of the second half of that, which is how to take one of those models that we've trained, and then we're going to deploy it to production. And we're going to deploy it to production also using the visual interface, also without writing a single line of code, right? So by now, this should be relatively similar or familiar to you. This is essentially a different way to train a model to predict the price of the car. And it has already been trained, as you can see, with all the check marks. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create what we call a predictive experiment. And what that's basically doing is it's basically making some change to the graph and essentially replacing the starting point, which was the training data, with essentially a web input so that I can send requests to that web service. And it's also replacing the output with essentially what the web service will give you in return. So you basically will be able to make calls to this predictive experiment. The model will analyze the data and will give you back what the model predicts for the price of the car. So now that that has been created, I need to run that to basically create that version of the model. And just like before, I can choose a different, I can choose the right compute target for me to train that model. He likes to go with basic. I like powerful machines, so I'm going to go with the high memory machine that I had created ahead of time. And this is going to run for a few minutes, and then it will create that model that will be ready to be deployed. Just like Monk did, he took a few shortcuts and had multiple tabs open. I also have my tabs open, so I'll take some of those shortcuts myself. And this is what I have actually on this tab. So it's ready to be deployed to production. So now I have the model ready to be deployed to production, right? And again, just a simple click. I see a slightly different screen here now, where instead of asking me which virtual machine I want to train the model on, it's asking which AKS container I want to deploy the model to. And the model will basically be deployed as a container. You can also see that I have 2 of those already provisioned in my subscription. But the first one has a yellow warning. And that's because when I created that AKS container, I forgot to enable HTTPS. So it only has HTTP enabled, which we do support, but we don't recommend. So that's why there's a warning, because if you select HTTP, all the data will be going back and forth in clear text. So I don't want to do that. I'll select the other one that has HTTPS enabled. And then it will do its thing, and then after a few minutes, it should be deployed and running as a web service, which leads me to my next shortcut, which is this. So I've done this a little earlier today, but that's basically following those steps that I've shown you here. And I have one of those models deployed to production. And there's a couple of things that I want to show that I think are really interesting for you to see how easy it is to have the model deployed and then start using that model in your own application. So the first thing we show is we make it a very simple web form where you can try yourself individual examples. So here I have one particular sample. It came from the training data set. And if I hit test, it will basically take that sample. It will send to the web service that is sort of hosting the model. And it will take the model prediction and give it back to this page. So if I go all the way to the bottom, I can see what the real price was and what the prediction from the model was. Pretty close, right? And if I want, I can start making some changes here to some of these parameters. And I'm just going to make somewhat arbitrary changes. I'm going to make a really long and a really wide car for whatever reason. And then, because it's bigger, it must be more expensive, right? So let's make it, I don't know, 16,000 instead of 13,000. We hit test, then we're going to get a different result back, right? Because the input was changed, the model prediction will be different as well. In this case, the model is pretty optimistic. It raised the price to 27,000, right? But you can see very easy for you to test that the model in production is working as you expect. But now the next step is you need to then start using the model in your application. How do you do that? We also try to make it very easy. And this is the first time I'm going to show you code, because that's the code that you can use in your application to call the model. So if you go to the Consume tab, we show how you can consume that model in your application. The first thing that we show is there are 2 keys that you can use. And this is the endpoint that you can call. So you call the endpoint, you provide one of the 2 keys, so we know that you are able to call the web service. And then we provide real samples. So these are functional real samples in C#, Python, and R that you can use to call the model. So let's take a quick look at the C# version. It basically shows here, again, like a sample that you can create, right? For that example, it shows how to use the app key and the endpoint, and basically how to call that, and ultimately how to print the result of the model. So you can see the sample here in C#. You can see it in Python as well as in R. Makes it very simple for you to then take it and call it from your application. So that's the second half, right? So that's how you can deploy and start using your model without having to write any code. And I think it was less than 10 minutes, so I'm still faster than you, which gives me time for one more demo. And we have talked a lot about sort of how to do this without writing a single line of code. And you may ask, why? Are you against code? OK, so he's against code. I'm not against code. I just am lazy and think that I can be more productive with the drag and drop interface. But we know a lot of times there are very good reasons why, in particular, while developing machine learning models, you want to write code. And we actually support that in the visual interface. We are not against code by any means. We just don't want you to be required to use code to do everything in the machine learning lifecycle. So there are two particular scenarios or particular cases that we really think are powerful and that we support in the visual interface. One is to run arbitrary Python. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context. Before I jump into the demo, let me give you a little bit of context because this is a slightly different problem. The first one was with basically numerical data and trying to make a prediction for the price of the car. This is an interesting example from inside Microsoft where we have all these different websites that we host on Microsoft, and we're trying to detect bots. Right? If certain traffic come to our website is coming from a bot or from a real person, right? It's just another machine learning type of application to do classification. Is this a bot or is that a human being? And one of the things that we try to do to be able to classify or to detect bots is we look at the patterns of how the user or the bot is navigating through the website. And those patterns of which pages they're going to, they look like those charts at the far end of that diagram, the one in black. As a matter of fact, if we look at these, all the things at the top we know are the typical traffic patterns for a bot, and the ones at the bottom are the typical traffic patterns of a human being. So basically what we're trying to do is to detect, based on those patterns, is this a bot or is this a human being, right? So the data that we have to train is like this, right? And again, this is all real data from real traffic on Microsoft websites, and we're trying to detect if these are humans or bots. So hopefully you're with me. So let's look at how we can do that in visual interface. There are two things that I want to show here in particular. One is Python. So if you're machine learning and you have experience with machine learning, you probably are waiting to see some Python code. So finally, there's some Python on the screen for you. There's a lot of stuff in here, but basically what this is doing is it's loading all those images from a Azure Blob account. And at the end of the day, is essentially creating, if I go all the way back to the bottom, it's basically creating pandas data frames to create two data sets, one for training and one for evaluation, using Python and pandas data frame library. And the other one is also interesting is the create Python model, which is essentially creating an instance of a support vector machine, which is a type of model that we currently don't support in visual interface, but you can still train support vector machines by using Python. And the other thing that's interesting about here is we also allow you to install, if I can highlight the line, we also allow you to install custom Python libraries as well if you need to do something that is not supported out of the box with Visual Interface. So in this case, we're installing a library that does image manipulation. And everything is very much the same. We train a model, we score a model, and we execute a Python script to see what the results are. And then we see similar metrics showing how good or bad that particular model is performing. And if I'm satisfied with those results, I can do the same set of steps and then deploy that model to production. So with these, we enabled an interesting scenario where you are a machine learning expert, you are comfortable with Python, and you're able to develop those scripts in Python, but you may still not want to be involved with the nitty-gritty details of the deployment to production. So we also make it easy for that case where you can handle the Python and the machine learning training, but you want to have a simple deployment story, a single-click deployment story to production. So I believe that's the end of my demo here. Mon?
OK, so I think we are pretty much done here. Just one more note here. So today we talk about a visual interface, and we actually we want to build this because we have seen so many customers we have seen in the past is they want to do the machine learning. They know the machine learning is going to help their business. But the problem is they usually only have a very small group of a data scientist team. For example, there's a big company. They have 10,000 employees, but they only have 5 data scientists, which can really solve their problem. But they have tons of talents in their company which know something. For example, they have business analysts, they have SQL developer, they have some other data engineer, which all something can have these talents which can do some simple machine learning job or some even more harder problem. What they want to do is basically they want to have this scale issue to bring this 5 data scientist group actually expand to this 200 or 500 their other talents pool and give them machine learning. And this is where the problem we are trying to solve today. And this combines the other 2 experiences we just mentioned, basically making sure the Microsoft is a commitment to bring the machine learning to all the skills level, and you can use it. All right? So if you want to learn more, feel free to start, if you have Azure, and just start a new Azure subscription today. And you can just click the Create a New Machine Learning Service workspace, and you can use the visual interface. And we have some detailed demo or a tutorial to the zero-code ML. And if you have feedback, please give us feedback. And if you want to learn more about the machine learning, the thing, why they never want me to, I think they have some animation. But short version, we have other sessions, and if you like. And so tomorrow we have several more sessions talking about the Azure Machine Learning Service, including automated machine learning and other cool things. And do have a look. OK? So now bring to the yes. So questions?
What regions is it available in?
So right now it's available in 9 regions, pretty much.
Repeat the question.
Oh, sorry. The question was to say what region is available for this new visual interface. So right now there's 9 regions, pretty much the Azure Machine Learning Service, what was is available today, is enabled. Can you share your experiment? The question is, can you share my experiment? The answer is yes. So basically, everything here is grouped in the machine learning service workspace. So all the experiment within the same workspace basically is shareable. Actually, all the demo we have today is we working together. So it's not a single person thing.
Is this on? OK. I have a question about if you have a model that exists, but you want to update it, Like, because I know you can probably do this through code and everything, but like I'm not a developer and I've used ML Studio. Sorry, if I had a coin, I'd give it to you. But if you have a model that exists and I want to put like a feedback mechanism into it to update it so that it's getting better over the course of time, is there any sort of functionality that you guys are looking into adding to this visual interface at all?
Yeah, so just to repeat the question, so you have a model, right, and the model is deployed, so there's always new data coming in as the model is running in production. Are we making it any easier for you to retrain the model based on the new data, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Not with the current version of the visual interface, but it's something that we're working on as part of the overall Azure Machine Learning service. So stay tuned, you should see developments in that area in the near future. As a matter of fact, I would also use that as a plugin real quick to the Give feedback link there. It's more than just feedback about this session, just to be clear. This is basically our user voice channel. And that we, on the product team, we monitor that user voice channel very, very closely. So whether it's after today or next week or whenever, whether you're using the visual interface or Azure Machine Learning service, and you find a bug, you find something in the documentation that's not clear, or just have a feature idea, that's the best way for you to let us know. Go to that website, give us the feedback, and we'll definitely take a look at it and see how we can address as quickly as possible.
And I have
a
one more
follow-up.
question. One more, yeah. And my environments that exist today, they're not going to get updated with what you just showed us, right? So do we have to like restart if we have a model that existed in the old studio environment?
I didn't hear the question.
Yes, so the question was for if you happen to be a current studio customer, right, and then you have those models, how do they work in here?
Oh.
So do you want to take
Okay, so we treated the studio customer very seriously, so we are developing the plan and for the old studio user and to use the new visual interface. We don't have any concrete plan which we can disclose right now, but looking forward, you will hear something this year.
Okay, so I shouldn't like start reworking everything in the new interface. I should wait to see what you guys are going to release. Would you recommend?
Yes, I would say I would recommend that you start with new projects.
Gotcha.
Right? If you already have a bunch of stuff running in the existing studio product, it's better for you to start new experiments with these for now.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Cool, no problem.
So after the deployment of the model, you have a web API that you can, plug in your input and, CD output. I want to be able to share this with my business users, and I don't want them to have to log into to Azure to do that. Is there a way to make this available to them without logging into Azure?
So the question is, how can you then make the model available to your end users without having them access Azure directly, right? Yes. Do you want to switch back to the? So absolutely, and that's what we were trying to show in here, right? Which is basically you as the machine learning data scientist or the application developer, you still have one important step to do, which is from your application, you need to call these endpoint. So imagine that you're building an application that is used by the salespeople for this car company, right? So you're going to need to call this model from the application that they use to finalize the price so that they can see directly in their application what the model is predicting, right? And if you do that, they have no idea that the model is even running in Azure because all that they're using is the application that they know and are familiar with. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes. That's right. Exactly. Yeah, well, it's those keys, right? And you can always change those keys if you want, and then you just need to update the keys in the configuration of your app, right? No problem.
So I have a couple questions. The first question is with the studio, or with the visual interface.
Oh, you said studio by accident.
The compute will be able to happen within your own environment. What environments are you going to be supporting, like VMs, AKS, Databricks? so on.
Good question. Do you want to take it?
What was the question, sir?
So the question is, which type of environments do we support in terms of VMs, AKS, and so on for training and for deployment?
Oh, so basically, you basically can create an Azure Machine Learning service, compute, whatever workspace, pretty much any machine you can bring up for training and similar. As long as you can create an AKS cluster, I think there is some minimal requirement to the number of cores and to make sure you have the performance. And other than that, there's no special requirement to say which can, which cannot.
And then a follow-up question to the environment piece of that is with the Studio version, that one, if you want to install custom modules from Python or R, you're kind of static to that, like you had only certain versions of pandas that you could use or certain versions of each of these modules. Who is expected to maintain those environments? Is that going to be maintained by the visual interface, or is that something that like DevOps would have to maintain?
So as for the modules that you install, like the one that I showed in my demo, who is responsible for updating them? It's the end user, right?
So you mean the BUG module? Or
The custom module.
the customer code? So you mean who is going to
Maintain the libraries. Yeah, like the image IO library, for example.
Oh, the image of the library. So, so what we have is basically in this visual interface, we have a pretty simple image. We basically don't have a lot of a library. So if you like, you actually just like pip install or other ways, you can actually bring your library. And the thing here is a visual interface know what you have done, and actually they will create the image for you and taking your dependency over there.
Okay, and then the last question is, so then would the user have admin access to that node then to install whatever packages that they wanted via pip or install packages for R?
I couldn't quite hear if the user has access to install what?
So you said that the user has access to install whatever. So are you giving them admin rights to that backend environment?
We think about admin rights to control which packages to install and which package.
Right now, we don't, because this is pretty much bring your own compute. So basically, it's what you can do is, for example, if you're enterprise, you don't want your employee to install arbitrary thing, you pretty much can control who can actually use this compute. And only the people who can use that compute actually can really deploy the thing to the stuff. So that's how you control.
So I think the question is kind of related to the previous question. So this generates the full code, right? So the visual interface right from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
So we can actually put it on DevOps and maintain it.
The DevOps integration.
Source control.
Yeah, so the DevOps integration is not there yet. We hear this feedback quite a few times, so we will consider how we actually make that happen.
Yeah.
Okay, but we can at least download it and still upload it in DevOps if its integration is not complete.
The models?
The model? You mean just the code?
Right.
Which model?
The actual model that we.
Okay. So what you can do actually is you have this model actually trained. So this is whatever the demo we have seen. So basically the model we just trained. And there is a machine learning ops kind of like in this AML service. I think there's a way to integrate it. It's not the easiest way to do that, but there's a way if you really want to do that, you can do that.
Yeah. So basically the way to think about this is we're definitely working on improving the DevOps, MLOps story from a visual interface perspective. However, today, most of the things that you produce, most of the artifacts that you produce when you're running the visual interface, like models and so on, those are just Azure ML artifacts. And you can leverage whatever integration those have with MLOps already. Right? But the visual interface itself, that's the one that we're still working to improve that integration.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Oh, one more.
Question?
I don't think we have that shared. This is still a Microsoft internal research project. So yeah, unfortunately, I cannot give you the thing.
But that's a very good question, unrelated to the product itself.
Yes. So we have a few functions that can help you load the data and transform the data. It's still limited. We'll keep adding the new thing and to help you improve the experience.
Yeah. Yeah, so the data that we had in the demo was already in, it was in a CSV, and we essentially uploaded it to Azure Blob. We're adding support to, in the next couple of months, to things like Azure SQL, Azure Data Lake Gen 1 and Gen 2. And we want to keep adding more and more support to different data stores. That's another place where it's really good to get direct feedback from customers to say, hey, I really need you to be able to bring data from X or from Y or from Z. And the best way to provide that feedback is to go to that URL, go to our user voice channel, and say, the type of data store that you want us to support.
Oh, there's
Question in the back.
This is current. So the question is whether we support image, videos. Currently, right now, we don't support it. I think that's why for this demo we used this customer Python code. But we all understand this is a demand. Yeah.
And support, I like to think of support in this case at two levels. One is really sort of built-in support with the modules that we provide. And for those, as he said, we're still adding those for images, for speech, for videos, and other data types. But the other level of support that we have, and that's one of the reasons it's so powerful to have the Python modules, is you can do that yourself. It requires a little bit more investment on your side to write that Python code, right? But that's one of the ways you can sort of work around some of the limitations of the visual interface. Question? Azure Stack?
So I think for Azure Stack or this kind of this is still pretty much a cloud-based service. So for Azure Stack deployed to the on-premise, it's something not on our current roadmap.
Yeah, so the best way to stay on top of everything. So of course, conferences like these are great, right? And that's when we try to make our big announcements. So that's when you see all the big things coming out, is this. Then we have Ignite in, I believe it's in November. But we do have a blog. So that's a really good way to see, on an ongoing basis, what we are updating. We also have a YouTube channel. Right? That's another way to learn more about what is happening. But basically, if you go to our Azure website, you can find there the links to the blogs, to the YouTube channels, to the documentation, and you get all from there. It's all of Azure Machine Learning. So somewhere in between. Not just visual interface, but not all of Azure, just Azure Machine Learning.
All right.
Cool. All right, so thanks again for coming and enjoy the rest of Build.
Yep.